Hello, everyone. God bless y'all. Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerome. Today is another great day to be walking with God and to be in the light of the Lord. Yeah, so Cardi B interviewed Joe Biden. Have you seen that? You seen the interview? Man, the Democrat Party, the people who vote for the Democrats, you gotta be like kind of mental to vote for this stuff. Let me tell you something. I told y'all in the video a couple of weeks ago, I think last week when Joe and the Democrat Party selected Kamala Harris, that the Democrats don't really like black folks. They don't like black folks. So the selection of Barack Obama, who was half black, Kamala Harris, who has a drop of black, a smidgen of black in her possibly. And then so Joe Biden does this interview, not with a black woman. No, it wasn't a black woman to do the interview. It was Cardi B, who's Latino, I think, you know? And you saw everybody has a little drop of something in them. But when we talk about black here in America, we talk about foundational African Americans. We talking about people who are tied to slavery. And now they're trying to throw everybody into the black pond. You know, everybody's into the black thing. You know why? Because there's something beneficial out of it. You're getting sympathy from the world. You're getting all kinds of money. You're getting all kinds of props. You get to say all kinds of stuff about white folks. You don't go to jail. So now the Latinos are black. You ask a Latino back in the day, was he black? He's like, no, I'm Latino. You ask the Hispanic, are you black? No, I'm not black, I'm Hispanic. But now all of a sudden these are people of color and all this kind of stuff. They're trying to just cross the water so that they do not have to acknowledge black folks. That's just me talking, just me thinking, okay? But Cardi B, she talked as if she probably had like a seventh grade education, maybe sixth. And now being honest, being straight up, honestly, Cardi B probably dropped out of elementary school and got on the streets. And looking at her face and all them nails, and she looked like an animal. And I'm telling you something, when all these women started wearing all this caked up makeup and all that makeup and stuff, it made it easier for the men in drag to look just like them. Because Cardi B looked like a drag queen to me. She looked like a drag. She looked like one of those men that pretend to be women. And it's easy for them to do that. All the men have to do is cake on a bunch of makeup, which will make a fake up, and then put them long nails on, and they got these people. You got a lot of these guys are liking that anyway, you see? But Cardi B was interviewing the man. She was talking about Donald Trump and talking bad about him. But you know what? She never asked, what you gonna do for black America? Just give me something that you're gonna do for black America, huh? See, because when you were with Obama for 8 years in the White House, tell me one signature piece of legislation that you and Obama signed specifically for blacks. And I'm not trying to be racist here, because this is what they do. And they force us to have to talk about this stuff. I grew up with white folks my whole life. I played sports with white folks. I'm best friends with a bunch of folks from back home. I grew up in Mississippi. Many of them are coming out to my prayer conference, so you'll see. But they force us, the Democrats force us to have to talk about race. So now, since we're talking about race, name one piece of legislation. That's what I would ask Cardi B. Should have asked him, but she's not educated enough, and she's not even concerned. All they want is Donald Trump out of office. That's what she said. I want Donald Trump out. And they talked as if Donald Trump was responsible for the virus, which he wasn't. Donald Trump saved millions of lives when he cut the flights off from China. But they force us to have to talk about race. So you just tell me one piece of legislation that Joe, okay, outside of the 8 years with Obama, Joe's been around for 50 years in politics, never worked a job, never grew a business, never employed anyone. Okay, you've lived off of the prosperity of the people and gotten rich off of us. You don't know what it is to care about people. Joe is out of touch with folks. So, in those 50 years, what did you do? What is a signature piece of legislation you did for black folks? You love black folks so much. Tell us, what did you do? Give me a signature piece of legislation. What did you do for your own folks in your own state? Oh, now all of a sudden now, you want to run for president, and you have an epiphany now. Oh, I know what to do. I can help the country. You haven't helped the country yet. Not with one thing. You've lived fat off the money. You've lived off of us. You've flown the world. You've gotten your son, Hunter Biden, rich, who was a drug head and got kicked out of the military. You got Hunter Biden rich. So us putting you in the White House is not beneficial to us. See, this is what black Democrats don't realize. And they never even check. They don't wonder. They don't ask. What are you going to do for black America? Are you going to go into these inner cities and stop all of this killing? That was another thing. Cardi B said that she want to stop the killing. She want to see the killing stop. And my mind was like, wait a minute. Do you see what's happening in Chicago and in San Francisco and New York and Atlanta? You want to stop the killing? Every so often, you'll see a cop kill a black man. Like they killed that black man in Atlanta. All right? That brother turned around, stole their taser, ran, and then fired the taser at the cop. Why would you do that? You know that's death, man. You know that's death. And for you to be so afraid of these people, you should have just cooperated. If the white man is so much of a threat and he's going to shoot you and kill you if you make the wrong move, why make the wrong move? Why? It's because you don't have respect for authority. You haven't been taught that. See, I raised my son. My son respects authority because I was his authority figure. And a lot of y'all just don't have, you've never had that. You had your mama cussing you out and calling you all kinds of names and telling you to look like your daddy and your daddy ain't nothing, you ain't nothing, and all that kind of stuff. But that's not authority. Authority puts you in check. And then it shows you how to do the right thing, how to respect authority. My son, he says yes, sir, and no, ma'am to people that's older than him. That's respect. And because you don't respect authority, because you've been taught by the rap music and by the people in your community, these thugs and people that are breaking the law, to disrespect and to hate authority, that's why y'all kick buck against a police officer when they pull you over. I grew up in the South. I never had a cop hit me or threaten to shoot me, none of that, never. I've been all around this country and outside of this country. I've never had a cop threaten to shoot me or kill me or none of that, never. And I'm blacker than most of y'all. It's all about respect for authority. It's all about that. So now y'all want to defund the police and all that kind of dumb stuff. That's crazy. Because what they do is when they get in power, you black nigglywigs are in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. Because the first piece of trouble, they always send it to the poor black people. Y'all heard Bill Gates. You heard his wife. He said his wife looked like a man. She said she want to make sure that the black people get the vaccine first. And I was reading in a post the other day that Bill Gates funded many of these vaccines that's coming out. I think he poured $40 million into one, and the other one is something like 17 million. So they put money into it. That means he's going to have some say-so over the ingredients. And they want to make sure that black people get it first. Then they want to take police out of your communities. There's a black young lady, very, very attractive young lady, who's running for a position there in Baltimore. She has a great video where she was showing Baltimore, and she interviewed the black people in Baltimore, and she interviewed about maybe 10 of them, and she was asking them, do you want to defund the police? Every one of them said, no, we need the police. So they're taking the police away from you without your consent. And they use BLM, Black Lives Matter, to bring that in, because Black Lives Matter is a Marxist movement. It's Karl Marx, the man who knows how to destroy communities and turn stuff upside down to make the woman and the woman together, and the man, take authority away and to destroy a country. And that's what Black Lives Matter, that's what they said. They respect Karl Marx. They said that they are Marxists. But so many people are blinded by color, and that's what's really up. But Cardi B is not black, and that was a romper room Toys R Us interview. It was a romper room Toys R Us interview that went nowhere. It was nothing but an attack on Trump. And Joe Biden, be honest with you, he did better in that interview than he did in most. He must have taken his medication prior to that, but he did okay. He did okay, but it was romper room. It didn't even mean anything. It didn't touch on any issues. And that's why when Donald Trump gets him on stage in the debate, he's going to look like a toy plane up against a jumbo jet. Because President Donald Trump knows what he's doing. All right? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. You know? The Democrats are really, really ridiculous. I don't know what to say about these people. They think we're all crazy. Don't give them any power. Don't give them any power. All right? Leave a comment, and I'll see y'all on the next video.